Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Member of Parliament, the Honourable Rushton Parry, MPs Rai Ragbir, Dinesh Rambali, Rudy Endar Singh, distinguished Chairman of the Corporation, Alderman Raymond Cozier, my colleagues of the Council, ladies and gentlemen, invited guests, supporters, Trinidad and Tobago, the viewing public. Again, of course, I would like to extend congratulations to the political leader, the Honourable Kamla Prasad Bisesla, and the new National Executive going forward. Good night to the membership and the people of Mayaro, Cllr. Trinidad and Tobago is at the crossroads of despair, debt, accelerated corruption, convoluted and compromised institutions of state, desperate governance, hallmark inefficiencies, and rampant wastage, all indicators of a failed nation status. For many who have followed the PNM's record in government, this comes as no surprise. However, this Rowley's PNM government is by far the worst. For try as they may, spend as they have, and waste as they are good at, nothing seems to be going right. And there is no evidence to suggest that there will be any significant improvements in our standard of living. As we approach the country's 60th anniversary of independence, for the average citizen, it is more grieving and gnashing of teeth than celebrations. While the PNM wants to celebrate for a year, as you heard in the news, it's only rum and roti politics reloaded. What is there to celebrate after 60 years of independence from Great Britain, with the PNM government 44 out of those 60 years? WASA, impotent utility. All the talk about transformation by Minister Gonzalez, it has been nothing more than deformation and regression. Our major roads and traces across the district and region are littered with recurring leaks and roadside graveyards, a monument to a shameful and disgraced government. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it was real failure with WASA. Can we all agree? You all didn't suffer no water shortage? Well, we have to stand up and speak up, you know. And we have to stand with the UNC. People are playing coward in spite of the stranglehold, the oppression, and the suppression of the rights and the freedoms and the standard of living. We cannot leave it up to the UNC. And those of us who are UNC have to be brave and courageous and take the fight to Rowley. While listen to Senator Naked, and we are saying Rowley must go, come down, come down. And he said it's an animal. Rowley is a beast. And we have to stand stronger than ever. The sweat of the 33 years of the UNC, we have to sweat more to return to government. Under Kamla Prasad Bisesla, 77% of the population experience a 24-hour supply of water. We have regressed into the Jurassic Park dinosauric mode, where we have gone back to 16% or less. You understand the gravity? I want to indicate something in the district. At light pole 15 Old Mayaro Road, Libertyville, a main burst in November, December last year, which cut off more than 15 households. 8 months later, protests, letters, and calls to WASA, they're still waiting on PVC, a backhoe, and a truck, like that coming from Ukraine. Happy 60th anniversary of independence. Local government reform, plenty bills, and talk unlimited like B-Mobile. Brothers and sisters, if local government is not seen and treated as essential services and given its due investment and allocation, more autonomy and decentralization will amount to zero, failure. The system continues to be plagued by untimely and tardy releases of funding for crucial services with a higher demand. If we do not get the releases according to Brother Shafik, we cannot do nothing. But you are seeing the UNC councillors. It is the government that is deliberately starving our corporations, and especially the UNC control. And we could talk about all the deprivation of the parks and the recreation grounds and the cemeteries. He told you about 100 and something thousand for the fiscal year for maintenance of roads, 6 districts. How is that possible? Understand the gravity and understand our quagmire. No cement in 2 years. In the last quarter, I only had 1 construction project in program of works. Now we did some development program. This year, no construction projects in 3 quarters. Brothers and sisters, failure, Franklin Khan, rest in peace. Smiley. Failure, Mr. Snail, Kazem Hussein. Failure, the super waka man, macho man, Farid Salrawi. There are around 75 land slips in the region, and in Rio Claro South alone, there are at least 7, with 3 life-threatening, depriving access to the commuters and villagers. Upper Riverside Road, Old Mayaro Road, Lazari Trace and Campbell Trace. I have made numerous submissions for funding, and we are still waiting. Understand, brothers and sisters, we don't get the money in our hand just so. According to Obika, we don't get that just so. Under Kamala Prasad Bisesa, however, we repaired more than 80 landslips from Bish to Pool to Mayaro. Show some love for that. We need to get back to those days, and we will get back there. As I wind down, roads, like the rest of the country, our roads are moon cratered and more porous than our coastal borders. It is sickening and unacceptable. However, I warn you, it will deteriorate as this government continues to perpetuate a veiled policy of modernized rural neglect and geographic discrimination, particularly in areas controlled by the UNC. 18 billion spent on COVID relief. Not one new job created in Rio Claro South and Mayaro Rio Claro. There have been so much disruptions for people who rely on social welfare, cut food card, swipe social welfare. They stop the market hamper. So when you talk about food security, are we supporting our farmers or not? Do you find the farmers making too much money? People are still in desperate need. Poverty is hell. And that will continue. That is the new normal. That is the reality of the new normal, brothers and sisters. So they stop all that, they got all that, but wastage, corruption, and recusals galore continues unabated by this government. So as I wind up, I just want to say it again, because it's kind of heart-rending. If we do not value what the UNC is doing in their battles in and out of parliament, their fight against corruption, their fight against injustice and oppression, you know what? It will come across as silent consent and contentment, because we are too silent as a people. I'm not telling you to turn like Sri Lanka, but we need a Sri Lanka kind of movement, democratically. The other said, go to the president, leave her. The only party standing up for the poor and working class in Trinidad and Tobago, in and out of government, for the last 33 years and consistently going strong is who? The United National Congress, under the leadership of your party. Kamala has been leading the charge against this evilest, wicked and corrupt government. Brothers and sisters, respect the role of your party, your members of parliament, your councillors, your activists. Let us unite to do more. We cannot be cowards in this desperate time. There's weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. We must be part of the solution and not just outline the problems, rolling it go. But we all have to ensure that he really goes, and we have to ensure he wants to go. Stand up for your rights. Stand up for something. Stand up for Trinidad and Tobago and the generations to come. Long live the United National Congress. Long live the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights.
Thank you very much indeed. That is the firepower of Rio Claro South, our councillor David Law. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we move to woman power.